The mini Hexi is one of my favorite patterns from the Quilted Cow. It is a helpful heifer series pattern. Step 1 is to cut out your Hexi. You can use a template or you can use a ruler like I did. The next step is to cut your strips that will surround the Hexi. You can really do these any width you want. I did mine at 1 inch for the interior and a different size for the exterior. Once you get them trimmed, you're going to cut one to match the top of your Hexi. Sew it across the top, then iron it flat and add the next strip. You're going to overlap your strips like I did and leave it long. Do the same thing over and over and just trim it off as you go, because that's how you'll be able to connect all of the Hexi pieces around your Hexi pattern. Now, just rinse, wash, repeat. You're going to do it over and over until you go all the way around your Hexi. Make sure that you don't cut them until you sew them in place so that it all lines up well. You're going to repeat the process for the next layer. I did my next layer a little thicker at 1.5 inches. You can do it whatever width you want. That will go around your Hexi in the exact same way we did before. Once you get all your borders on, you're going to add the fusible fleece. Y'all know I love fusible fleece. Iron it in place. It has a turned binding, so instead of having to bind this, which you guys know I don't do, I give all my quilts to my mom to bind, it has this really nice turned binding. I will tell you, when you see the video on this, make sure that you pin the Hexi in place before you start working on the turned binding, or you will end up what I did, which was having to trim the Hexi to match the backing. You're going to cut the backing 1/2 inch wider than the existing Hexi, then fold it in 1/4 inch and 1/4 inch. This will give you a nice finish edge, and you can say that you didn't have to have your mom bind it. Next, sew it into place. Use about 1/8 inch seam. Just get right up on the edge. Leave your needle down and pivot at each corner. So my mom had a great idea. She said, what if you put some Insulbrite in this? It would make a really fun hot pad. Or you could use it like a trivet. And she said you could also get some matching materials and make a little applique tea towel. I have that tutorial available on my page. You know, you could really do a tea towel apron. You could do all sorts of things from the kitchen just to match.